Back with the latest on the trial against Sean Diddy Combs. Today, his former personal assistant, Jonathan.
The defense in the Sean Diddy Combs trial is finishing cross-examination of one of the...
The criminal trial for Sean Diddy Combs is officially underway.
This is not a movie. This is not a conspiracy. A music mogul worth hundreds of millions. Accused of things so disturbing, you'll question everything you thought you knew about the industry. 5 days locked in a room. Lie detectors. Threats of being thrown into a river. Exploding cars, secret tapes, and now, finally, it's all coming out in court. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this trial might go down as one of the darkest in music history. The toxic workplace. Startling testimony revealed how a former employee, under the pseudonym Capricorn Clark, was once locked in an office for 5 straight days after a diamond jewelry bag went missing. During that time, she says a massive man with a chain-smoking habit hooked her up to a lie detector daily and threatened to throw her into the East River if she failed. This wasn't just paranoia. This was systemic terror. Clark also testified that after she confided in a chef about hating her job, Diddy allegedly attacked her, shoving her through his Miami Beach home until she was pushed out the front door. Sleep deprivation and emotional abuse. Another former assistant, known only as Mia, painted a picture of absolute psychological warfare. Working for Diddy meant begging to attend her own grandmother's funeral, going 5 days without sleep, and being humiliated daily. She described a Las Vegas nightclub tour where she literally worked for days without rest while Diddy partied. She lived in constant fear, not of losing a job, but of being emotionally and physically broken. Control over Cassie. Cassie Ventura was more than just a girlfriend. According to court testimony, she was controlled at every level. What she wore, who she talked to, where she went. Her music, completely in his hands. He allegedly threatened to ruin her career, leak private footage, and even get her parents fired if she didn't comply. A former bodyguard said her phone would be taken away regularly. Her stylist recalled threats. Her independence wasn't just taken, it was systematically erased. The Rivalry and the Firebomb. Remember the name Kid Cudi? After he reportedly started dating Cassie, his Porsche exploded in his driveway. A Molotov cocktail firebomb, according to testimony. Cudi came home one night to find his security cameras moved and his dog locked in the bathroom. Then he got the call. "Your car is on fire." He confronted Diddy about it years later and says he finally got an apology. But no one was ever charged. Guns, drugs, and power trips. When Homeland Security raided Diddy's Miami mansion in March 2024, they found what could only be described as a private arsenal. Loaded rifles, ammunition, handguns, including one .45 caliber found in a guest house suitcase. Many had one disturbing detail: scratched off serial numbers. Former employees testified they'd regularly see Diddy armed, flaunting his dominance. And when Cassie began seeing someone else, one witness said Diddy showed up at her home with a gun and kidnapped her. Freakoffs, orchestrated encounters and choreographed exploitation. Witnesses described events dubbed freakoffs, disturbing parties where staff allegedly prepared rooms with lubricants, cameras, and props. Every detail was planned, down to the candle placement. Dancers testified they were given exact instructions. Assistants said they had to clean up the aftermath, including disturbing smells and residues. Cassie said these weren't just parties, they were choreographed performances, filmed for private use, and for blackmail. One dancer testified she was paid to punish women who didn't perform. Above-the-law mentality. Several people said he acted like laws didn't apply to him. One former assistant said she was told outright that he was above the police. Another officer testified that after allegedly attacking Cassie in a hotel, Diddy tried to hand him a stack of money, saying, "Don't tell anyone." Years of silence, years of fear. Now in a courtroom, the truth is surfacing. Violence in private jets and kitchens. From private jets to kitchen assaults, the accounts of violence never stop. One former assistant said Diddy attacked Cassie mid-air, Another witness described him throwing her head against a bed frame. A former bandmate claimed she saw him swing a skillet full of eggs at Cassie's head. Even in paradise, like a trip to Jamaica, he was allegedly seen dragging her by the arm. Every space, no matter how luxurious, allegedly became a prison. More witnesses speak out. One former employee recalled being shoved out of his Miami mansion. Another said he threatened to kill her if she had ties to a rival record label. There were fights on jets, violent scenes during vacations, even one moment where he allegedly tried to hit Cassie with a skillet full of eggs. Over and over again, new voices come forward with eerily similar stories. The culture of fear. This wasn't just one relationship gone wrong. According to those speaking out, this was a culture of fear, where silence was the only way to survive, where reputations, jobs, and lives could be destroyed with a single phone call, where people said they were gaslit, blackmailed, and manipulated by someone with too much money and too much influence. The rappers who never feared Diddy. But for all the power Diddy held, not everyone played along. In the shadows of Bad Boy's empire stood a few, unshaken, unafraid, uncontrolled. These are the rappers who never feared Diddy. Number 1, 50 Cent. 50 never bit his tongue. He's mocked Diddy for years, from shady business moves to dark rumors. After the Cassie news and federal raids, he posted, "Told you. Now watch what happens next." He's even hinted at darker truths behind the scenes, and he's still laughing. Number 2, Tupac Shakur. Tupac didn't just disrespect Diddy, he declared war. In Hit 'Em Up, he directly accused Bad Boy of betrayal. He believed Diddy and Biggie were involved in the 1994 Quad Studios shooting, and he never backed down. "You claim to be a player, but I f***ed your wife." That line? A bullet to Diddy's ego. Number 3, Eminem. Eminem never feared industry giants. In his prime, he called out anyone, from Ja Rule to Benzino, and he once took shots at Diddy's crew. While he never attacked Diddy directly, M stood with 50 and refused to play the industry politics game Diddy mastered. Number 4, Snoop Dogg. Snoop was death row royalty. He sided with Pac during the East-West beef. Even today, Snoop makes veiled jokes about Diddy's behavior, like during interviews when the room suddenly goes quiet. Snoop just laughs. Number 5, Ice Cube. A pioneer of standing up to corrupt systems. Cube never publicly beefed with Diddy, but he never bowed either. As a man who took on the entire music industry with NWA, he moved with independence and suspicion, especially when it came to flashy execs like Puff. There's more to come from this case, more testimony, more secrets. But no matter what happens next, one thing's clear. In a world built on fear, the truth always finds its way out. Subscribe for more Diddy news.